and you go with it from that point. Alright, so I need to develop this hex, and then I'm going to develop this hex. So I'm actually working with half a hex, but I need to create the entire hex. So I'm going to bring this new map template up, and I'm going to shrink it because I only need the bottom half right here. Okay. I'm going to save this as, this is above it, so that means it is 2, 1. I actually need to make sure I'm saying that correctly. That should be what craziness I did. Mapping. Okay, so Scythy, so yes, 2, 1 is what I need to create. So this is going to be 2, 1. So it's 1 above, as opposed to 2, 0, which is what this is. Okay, so we've got these two. No, I need those. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to reference most of this southern part is water. The northern part, however, is not. Do I have that as a PSD? Did it not? Okay. I did not prepare adequately. I didn't print this off like I should have, but that's okay. What did I do? What did I do? I messed this up. I don't want to do that. Oh, and you opened it there. I hate you. Oh, that's why. D&D Campaign World. That's what I want to open up. Durr. Actually, yeah, that's fine. Fine. 2, 1. Oh, you suck. There we go. Okay. Now we're talking. Oh, I got the trade port. I'm going to have to... Well, it's in the next area, so that's fine. Okay, so now we're talking. Alright, so we've got 1, 2, 3. I cut off too much, but whatever. So, come on. So we've got pretty much all land in this top part, as you can see there. So that'll be easy. That's just everything land. I'm making pies. Hold on a moment. Brief break. And we're back. Okay. So, anyways, I'm working with this right here. The Shallow-Tay trade port is actually on that top right hex in this area, or bottom right hex, so I don't need to worry about that. But this is all land, so that's all I need to know. There's no water or anything like that, so that can be completely created. Okay, good. Good. All right. Yes. Okay, so here we go. I need the water. Got a lot of land types. You gotta determine what the major land type is. So I'll go ahead and reference this so you guys can see what I'm doing. I've got it printed out. But so the first thing you do, well, no, after you've created it, all right? So adjacent hex terrain. So you roll a d12, and that'll determine what the majority of that hex is. Not quite half of it is water at the moment, so I already know that. My main concern is what the type of land is. It is probably going to be forests and grasslands, but it's got to be one of those. So I'm just going to roll d12 and see what happens, and see if that makes sense for this part of the world. That was a bad roll. Alright, so I just rolled a 7, which would be a secondary. Now the primary is water right now. Well, I guess it depends on which hex I use. So the secondary is plains, which makes absolute sense. If we look at this hex, the primary is plains as well. And that's an adjacent hex. So it could be plains. What is the secondary for plains? I believe it's forest. So plains are forest. So it makes sense with what I was saying. These plains would extend into here and up into here. There's some forest here, so that forest is skirting water, the lake water. So it's going to continue to do that. So I'm going to develop that. I'm not going to worry about this hex right now because I know it's all land. This one has some water, so we're going to focus right here. I'm not going to do that though. No. Alright, so let's take a closer look. I'm going to take the things off so that's not in the way. Alright, I do need the column labels up so I can make sure I get the right column. Alright, so we're going to start over here in 9 and I guess 10 as well. With what we're creating. Okay, so we're going to continue. So we're going to say plains is probably the main thing. So it's going to have plains, forest, and water a whole lot. Now, with the hexes that I use, they have 18 whole hexes, 12 half hexes are in there. And you're figuring out the whole hexes and then the half hexes later. I guess I could go through this in more detail. Mine's a little different because I've got 6 instead of 5. So basically there's 30 full hexes and 12 half hexes. With 3 in the center instead of 1 in the center that they use. So those are the big differences. When you get this map, you say, all right, this middle hex defines the entire Atlas hex. This whole thing's plains. That means that 18 of the other squares in here are going to be plains as well, whereas 9 are going to be the secondary thing, and 3 or 5 are going to be either the tetrary, the third type, or a wild card. So I use basically the same thing, except for mine there's the 3 centers, which define the square, or the Atlas hex, I should say, not the square. So there's 27 left. 13 of those are the primary, so that's going to be plains in our case, but that's between both of these. So 16 total, counting the 3 center, which are right here. These are the 3 center at the 7. And then we're going to have 9 secondary and 5 tetrary or wild cards. Now, we already have a lot that's going to be water. I'm going to look at this map. and see how many is water. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that are full waters and several that are partial. So that's basically the Tetrarray. Everything else is going to be trees, or it's going to be grassland. So looking at this, I got that done. This whole thing is trees. So that means this has to be trees right here. So if I look at column 9, I've got a light forest, so I'm going to move that up 1. So I'm just going to duplicate it. Then I'm going to move it up. Oh, I'm in the wrong column. Whatever. Now I gotta be careful copying these, because if I already cut into them, then that's going to be a partial that I copied. So I need to move this actually into column 8. Just helps keep them straight if I have to go reference something. But speaking of column 9, that is this straight above. It could easily be forest. Yeah, it would definitely be forest. So that actually works for that too. So I just move it up because Photoshop makes things so nice. Now above that is going to be plains, because this and this are getting cut heavily into. You see this line here, it goes here, cuts in deep, and that's a shore is what that is. So shore continues here though, so that's going to be another forest, and I'm going to say that that's a forest and that's a forest. So the 2 7s are forest, and the 8 is a forest, but then a plains. Confused yet? I hope so. Alright, so forest. Now, it's important to notice the order I'm doing this in. This is the top of the column right now. If I copied it and I needed to move it, I would have moved it. Alright, and I said forest in 7. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. I'm going to move it into 7. Should be the top one. Yes, right. Okay, make sure I did that right. This is where it'd be easier if you're just creating your own world instead of basing it off of a map, because then you got to make sure stuff works for that. All right, that is 8, so this is 7. So 1, 2, 3 up. Yes, that works. The one below it needs to be forest 2 though. Okay. So I'm going to move this below it in order, and then slide it down. Okay, so it fully takes up that. Okay, we need grasslands, which are currently in 10, need to be moved 1 up in 10, and the top of 9 should be grasslands. Shouldn't be actually one of those. No, I'm pretty sure those are just grasslands, because the city is down there. So then it's just grasslands going up. Yes. Okay, so grasslands, which is 10. Copy that, it's on top, so just slide it on up. That's a good question. Does that, I don't think that gets cut into by water at all. No, not here, it doesn't. There's an ocean, as I point to something you can't see, there's an ocean over here. So I do have to keep that in mind. Anyways, grassland, I need to copy that again and move it to column 9. easier way to do it. And it's going to be at the top piece of column 9. Beautiful. And then this should be grasslands as well, I'm pretty sure. At the top of 8. So this is 8, yes. Yeah, that's going to be grasslands. I'm just keeping the forest tight to the lake, because the lake's providing fresh water. Makes sense that a forest would be there. So that means I need to copy this and move it to column 8. And there we go. Okay, so what I'm doing is trying to get all the land part done, wherever there's land that it butts against, so that I can cut it out here in just a second. I need to label this. Okay. This is 8. So that means this is 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 9, 10, 11. Wait, that's not right. Yeah, that is. Whatever. Anyways, and then that's the outer square. Okay. I didn't quite cut that right. Anyways, alright, so what other land do we have? 7, I'm done. Good. Alright, there's a little bit of land in that halfer in the top of 6. And a little island below it. So that's going to be a forested island. So I need the top 2 of 6 to be forest. First, I'm going to move it to here. Okay, we're going to copy that, move it down. There's not going to be much left of this once it gets cut. So I might actually make this smaller because it's an island, so that you can see the tree still on it. Otherwise it's just going to look like, well, it doesn't matter. That's fine. Okay, so we see the forest coming up here. Okay, in 5, there's actually a landmass in every single one of those. Heavily cut. So 5 is going to have a lot of forests as well. Okay. Oh, I gotta move it. Dirt. Okay. Copy, move down. You notice I've got these waters. That's because that was before I decided to fill it in. In the future, I'll be doing that more often. Plus, I was thinking about doing a Nito thing with the land that butts up, putting a shadow effect or a stroke effect of water around it to make it a little bit clear where the land is. I don't know if it's necessary, but I'm going to play with it and see if I like it or not, which I'll do that after I cut this land out. Alright, so 4 is still going to be all forest, I feel. And even 3 will be all forest. Not going to worry too much about 3 right now, though. Just where it combines, so more and more and more of the same. In this case, makes it a little easier. I suppose I'm going to put this up with 3. And then this goes into 4. I need one more before I can cut that out. Do I need 3 to cut out? No, it'll be solid, but that's good to know. Okay, so we're going to put this in right here. Oops, too many. There we go. Alright, so now I'm going to Do a little snippy. Alright, columns. So, I'm going to grab our little hexagonal, our lasso tool, so it's not uniform. But then I kind of just hold the paper up. Again, if you're just creating your own, you just say, oh, well, let's see. There's the, you can just do it like that. And then cut it out. I'm trying to make mine stay somewhat true to the map that my players have already seen. So I'm not worried about being exact. But I'm saying pretty close. Alright. So this is going to cut up just barely into this one. And then cut deep into this jaggedy mess of trees. Pretty close. Bum. This is gonna come up to here, kind of come down just barely into this one. Barely needed it there. Yeah, and it's 7 right now, so it's gonna come. Alright, we'll just make it come up here into this. It's actually gonna come. Oh, I hate when it does that. I'm gonna have to fix that. The ruler thing I put in makes it conform. I just lost my spot. What the heck? There we go. Cut this in half. Comes into this, then juts back out on this part. Kind of like that, more or less. Just barely piffs out into this. And how much of 4 am I cutting off? Just the bottom part. Alright, so like that. Now here's the problem, is I've got islands. So if I delete it right now, I won't be able to throw those islands in, so I'm going to add that. In 5, 2 up, there's an island right here. So I'm going to use the subtract to unselect part of it. It's somewhat biggish. That was just beautiful. I don't know how I could do that better. See, there's a little island in 8, top right. Very small, but it is there nonetheless. Adds a little character. There's another little island, so it's like a little island chain almost. Let's see, there's an island right off this ridge. I say ridge, it's not a ridge, but whatever. And we'll put 2 islands in right here. Boop, 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 boop. Now remember, this is a 6 mile or 36 mile square area. So that's still a pretty big island, especially this one. I mean, that's like probably easily mile square island, if not more. I think that's all the islands I need in that part of the world. Oh, however, there are some minor lakes right here in the top of 7. So we're going to add those in because I like that. So there's a little lake here, the opposite of an island in a sense. 2 little bodies of water. Beautiful. And now I gotta select all the places where there's light forest in column 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So I'll watch it get deleted or not. Oh, okay, because it's the bottom one. Oh no, this one has some. Bam. See, the water appeared. It's magic. Okay, and that's all of column 4, so I need to look at column 5. Top ones anyways. Top one doesn't get cut. That gets cut. And that gets major cut. Alright, awesome. 6 top gets cut. There's the island. Bam. That's all of 6. 7. There's the lakes. Pretty cool. There's that island. All right, column 8. This is why putting them in the columns makes things easier. That should be all I have to cut there. Yep. 9. The first forest. And actually, that's it. Okay. Now, the cool thing about extending up here into the dark, that gets cut off on the main part, but that is this part right here. So I'm going to be taking these and putting them there. Actually, that whole layer. So this zigzag right here is going to go into that part. Easier said than done, but doable. Anyways, let's double check this. So in theory, this part is all done. Switch modes. We get some islands. Pretty cool. Let's take away the column label. Yeah, there we go. And then let's look at the things. Alright, so does this make sense? Grassland here, forest here. I'd say yes, that works. Yeah, I like that. So now we just got to figure out the rest, which is going to be mainly plains now, because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12. We got 13 left, full squares that we haven't filled in, and 16 of them should be plains, which would be everything else should be plains at this point. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So actually, this is going to be incredibly easy. We just got to import those and just fill the rest of this in with plains. There's a little bit of deciding on the edges, but 9 minutes left until I'm going to stop recording, so not going to worry about that too much. Alright, so I need to get these over. Alright, so we need the column label. Take away things. Alright, so 3. I guess I don't. Well, it would be good reference. I just need column 4. That light forest. Drop it into this. I put it in land types, because that's where I was. Okay, column 4. Wonderful. Okay, column 5. Again, I don't actually need that. I just need 6, 8, and 10. Because I know it's all plains. Normally, I'd go ahead and get these so that I can see them better. Well, yeah, I'm just going to grab the partials, the 4 partials I need, which would be the forest cut out. So I'm going to need a lake hex as well. Column 6, top forest. Drop that into column 6. Since I know I can move it to the correct column here in just a second. Column 8 is plains. And I'll move that to column 8. And then I just need column 10. So I'll click on that so it'll drop it in there this time. And that's plains too, so I could have just copied it, but whatever. And it's in it. Alright, so I'm going to keep this up because we'll be using it in a moment. Whoa! Don't do that. Okay. So, let's move these to where they're supposed to be. Column 10. Where are you? Right here. Alright. I'm going to zoom in again. There we go. Alright. There we go. Okay. So that one's in place. This one will be fine too. This is 8. Okay, Okay, now this I need to add a lake water to it. And duplicate the lake water, which is invisible right now. Drop it underneath this light forest. Oops. And then I gotta bring it over from where it is, which is way in the top. Okay, right? This is 6, so I'll put the water down first. Line it up. Now I'll grab the forest and put it on top. And now you've got an exact replica, and that is good. Okay, so it matches up. See? Boom, boom, boom. Last forest. Okay. There we go. Alright, so now I know I just need more planes, which I got here, so that'll be easy. I'm working from my way up. So I'm not going to fill in the partials just yet. I'm going to fill in the holes, so I need to move this to 9. Okay, so I'm done with 10. 9. It's going to be right here. Alright, copy. It should be on top, so that's good. More planes. Alright. Okay, that's it for column 9. Column 8. Again, I'm just doing nothing but planes right now, so in this case it's really easy. But I still did all the work to figure out what is going on. This is going in column 7. 8 is done for the moment. Alright. And then we need to roll for encounters, and then I am done. Do I have that messed up? Did I gray you out? You hexes. Yes, I did. Solidify those hexes. I gotta remember to do that on the map template. Alright, so again, more planes, because I'm from Texas, wide open plains, why not, right? I don't know why it beeped at me. Good. Good. Alright, 5 needs planes. So we'll top drop that in. There's nothing in 5 at the moment. Makes it easy. Oh, okay. Everything's planes. Alright, 2 more, and I'm done with that. I might do the corners for you guys. Okay, so in theory we've got this hex done now, which I'm happy. I got that lake. So at the very least, when they're looking at this map, my players, they'll be able to see this more filled out. This will still be somewhat unknown, but that kind of makes sense since they haven't been over there. Alright, so now we need to design what the heck is going on here. Okay, so we're going to go back to that encounter sheet portion of the hex builder so you guys can see how to use it. So skip to part 2. So again, we identified the main part of this plane is the middle 3 hexes, which are these 3, which are mainly planes. Wait a second. No, it's these 3. What? Yeah, these 3. 2 of them are planes. No, actually 2 of them are forest. But the main thing he said was plains. So the lake kind of threw things off. But it's plains. So the chance of a major encounter in the plains is a 60%. It's the highest chance. So we're going to roll a 2d10s to determine that. Did I lose one of my d10s? There it is. Alright. So rolling in my box. 52. Which is definitely within that 60%. Alright, so there is a major encounter here. That is interesting. Major encounter. Alright, so d6 would determine that. 4. Ruin. The remains of an entire settlement or population complex abandoned by original occupants because of disease. How interesting. Okay, so they're... I'm not sure if that'll... Well... They didn't come this way. Where is the world campaign? See if that makes sense. Again, this would be easier if I had created the world first, completely. No, I want that up. I don't want that up. Okay. Alright, so this is what we're talking about right here. So yeah, they didn't actually go anywhere near there. So I can totally have a settlement that was abandoned because of disease. Yeah, maybe even close to the water. And the result of that disease could be some sort of creature. Probably a pretty powerful one that if they encountered right now would kill them. But yeah, I'd say right about here. Which is where those two lakes are. Hey, I like that even better. Okay, so we're going to have a ruined city, which means I need to come up with a city name. The reason I had to look first is the player characters, the adventurers, traveled this way. So they didn't come anywhere in contact with practically anything in that hex. So that works. No, don't save, because I might mess something up. Alright, so that means down on this part, we have the remains of a city. Okay, so let's look at this. Things. Scythia, I like the two house symbols. I'm going to cut them in half, though. Oh, wait, we got to do some more figuring. Okay, so we know that by these lakes, perhaps south of them, so it's close to the main lake as opposed to the mini lakes. Or between the two. I need to get some rivers in there. Yeah, we need to create some rivers. That probably feed. Well, maybe not. You know what? No, that's fine. So there's going to be a ruined settlement here. Maybe Old Scythia. Ooh, that might be good. Because they probably haven't heard about that yet. But on their return, they might hear of it. Old Scythia. That means how long ago? Alright, well, that's something to think about. You see, it gives possibilities. Okay, so we know it's a ruin. Some sort of population abandoned because of disease there. So, then the question is, are the diseased inhabitants still alive or not? So it might not be Old Scythia. Okay, but in the plains, we also have 6 d6s we need to throw, so I'll do 3 at a time here. See if we get any 1s for minor encounters. And I did get 1-1. Alright, so, which, you know, statistically makes sense. If you're rolling 6 d6s, you should get 1-1. Alright, so I'll roll my yellow dice. Got all my lovely dice. Ooh, a 1. Settlement. That doesn't work. It doesn't work for a settlement to be there. Not right now, anyways. Because we got the abandoned one, so that's... I mean... Maybe. Depends on if I want to use the world stuff. I guess we could have a settlement there. It makes sense to have more settlements. So we can do that. Let's roll one more and just see what it lands on. 16. What is with treasure catches? Okay. No, we're not doing 16. We've already had that. Isolated, the dwelling of some outsider. Now, see, that is interesting. 4 is a retired adventurer. I'm going to roll that one more time. See if I like the other one. Well, I rolled 4 twice, so it's definitely that. Okay, so instead of it being an entire settlement, it's isolated. It's a dwelling of a retired adventurer. 40% chance dwelling is fortified. Alright, well, let's roll for that. As I lost one of my... I got 40. Studies do higher. Well, whatever. Okay, so... fortified. Interesting. So we've got a ruined... We've got a ruined city here that was abandoned because of disease. Or perhaps that is happening right now, and some of them are traveling to Scythia, and some of them are traveling up north to Shallowtay, trade port. And they might encounter... Alright, so Hermit's definitely up here. Would he be close to a source of water? Might make sense. Maybe he's over here. Maybe he is. Ooh, he could be on an island. He is on this island right here. Perfect. I like that. Okay, that means we don't have anything in this square. But there's, of course, plains creatures that could be encountered anyways. But alright, so we've got a retired adventurer. What level is he? Let's roll 3d6s to see what level he is. He is an 8th level adventurer. So let's roll a d4 for class. 1 is a fighter, 2 would be a cleric, 3 would be a rogue, and 4 would be a wizard. 2. So he is a cleric. An isolated cleric. That might prove interesting. Let's see what happens there. Okay, so if I figured this stuff out, you need to make notes. So you can write them down on a paper, bring up trusty notepad. Okay, so ruined village left because of disease, located south of 2 smaller lakes between bigger lake. We've got an isolated... We've got a level 8 cleric. Fortified. I mean, it's on an island. Large island in column 5. Okay, so we got those happenings. Yeah, that provides some points of interest that may never be explored, but they are there. It creates somebody that will occasionally be in the woods, possibly off his island. You know, he might come to, or she. Evens are female, odd is male, rolling a d6. It's an odd, so it is a male. Alright. So we've got, male cleric. I guess we need race too. So we've got human, elf. I need to write it down on this stuff. Human, elf, dwarf, halfling, gnome. That's not how you spell gnome. Gnome. Half elf. Ooh, what about a half orc? I like that. Half orc. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll roll a d8. I'll put human on there twice since they're more common. D8, bam, and I rolled an 8. Well, that's unfortunate. I was hoping for something different, but we'll go ahead and let the dice decide. So it's a human. Alright, level 8, cleric, male, human, fortified, large island, and column 5. Okay, so we got the notes for this new area that we have mapped out, and we have created it. So now we need to save it. We can look at adding it to, I'll actually add it to Roll20 so you can see me doing that. Alright, so that means I need to save it as something else too. So I put these, what did I do? Oh, it's already saved. Okay. Oh, I need to take off the column heading. Of course, I don't have those two things I just added yet, but that's okay. I'll add those later. No, I need things on there. Okay, so I've created these rulers. It makes it easier for selecting, so every time I select, I'll make sure to select the same area. That's why those, and you can create those by you click on the ruler and you drag it out, and it creates it, or take it away. Copy merged. We'll go ahead and put this on the main thing now. File new. Control V. Alright, so that's the section of the map. I might grade that out. Let's do that. New layer. I could do this in Roll20 just as easily, but I'm not worried about being super neat right now. Okay, so I'm going to fill black because I haven't made that part of the map and I don't like it just looking like it's water. I'm going to make it opaque though. Yeah, right there. Okay, so that makes that a little more clear. I'm going to save it as PNG so it scales a little better. Hex built map. PNG, what is this? This is 2.0, right? Yes. No, that's the sub. I'll show you guys that too real quick. Yeah, right there. Save. Replace it. Okay. So I made mapping. Xbuild map 2 sub 2.2. Okay, so let's look real quick at. So I took this section right here roughly. So I subdivided this into sections. So I took this and I zoomed in. And you get that. So supposedly there's a treasure right here. They're currently at this, well, they just got done destroying this goblin campsite that had kidnapped a farmer's wife and son and successfully rescued them. But they will be exploring this map later, which looking here, you see it has where these meet, but it's more well defined. So all I did was I created the same map template, zoomed in, and designed it. The way I did that was I took the hex. So I took this hex and this hex and this hex, and I just moved that image here, blew it up big, and then cut it out with the smaller things. So it's just basically a zoomed in area. And then of course I could do that again. So this big hex is no longer an atlas hex, that's actually a 6 mile hex. So each of these within are a 1 mile hex. If I did that again, say we just zoomed in, this is now a 1 mile hex, which means these are a sixth of a mile, and I have the numbers, which is that 880 feet? Sixth of a mile, is that 880 feet? Let me look real quick. Camera, took a picture. Okay. So, yeah, 880 feet. So if this was one of these zoomed in, like this plane right here, zoomed in, then we would see six more of these. This is a mile hex, and then each one of these is 880 feet. Okay. Now, what's significant about that is if you go into one of those 880 feet from face to face, that's what I call an area map, which is 176 either hexes or squares at 5 feet, which 4 battle maps make up an area map. So the numbers end up working really well for your standard maps. Because 880 divided by 4 is the 220, which for those that use those Chessex, I believe is that what it is, the mats? Those battle maps are 44 by 44 roughly for 220 feet. So, anyways, that's all for... Oh yeah, I was going to save this. I already saved this, right? I don't have ADD at all. Alright, yeah, I did already save that. Okay, so I can close this. I don't need it. This I'm going to zoom out on. I'm not going to worry about this one that I just made. I could add it to what I'm going to show you, but I'm not, because I'm a jerk. But I'm going to save this. Okay, so I'm going to close this out, open up Roll20. Launch the campaign. And hopefully it doesn't mess up. No, I won't try and pull camera yet. Okay, so actually we're on that page, so that works. Zoom out a little bit. Okay, so this is what it used to look like. We're going to add in the new one, which means I need to go to Maps and Background. And just select this and delete it. Then I need to upload a new one. I need to delete the old one though. So trash that, confirm deletion, upload, choose file, 2.0, open, bam. It uploads it. Eventually, there we go, your library, and it's right there. I'm going to drop it, close it, move it, and big it. Make it big, not make it a bigot. And for those of you that use Roll20, I do not have the grid active because then it would not make it its natural size and shape, which would not be good. Actually, I think I squished this down, didn't I? So that means these probably don't match. Oh no, they do. Whatever. Okay, so now by tossing it in there, we've got the map that they can see. So they're currently here in Scythia. This is where they knew the goblin camp was. They're planning to go to the fishing village and then follow the shore down to this point of interest, but we've got this point of interest now too. Plus they're able to see up here that the grasslands extend. You got forest, some islands. And for example, when they try and find the goblin camp, so they're actually going to be coming from over here. So I've used dynamic lighting. You can't, well, I can make it do their point of view. Is that Control J? Nope. I don't remember the command in Roll20, but I can do their point of view. Right now they can't see very far. So when they move one hex at a time, You can see how the light's kind of following it. So they can only see out to about this far. They're trying to find this and then search. The information they have is where the hills meet the grasslands and together they meet the water. There's a treasure buried. So they got to start searching around this area. But they got to get there. In the process of getting there, shucks, there are some possible encounters they're going to have every single square. In theory, they could run into something. Because there are the goblins they found. There could be a goblin campsite here. There could be an undead. Could be lots of things. So I'm going to put them there. Alright. And we'll go back to Scythia. And we have that updated. So I've got more of the map created. Next time I'm going to create probably... I probably don't have to worry too much about this one. Because I doubt they're going to go this way. I might want to create this hex next. Yeah. I'm going to create this hex. And then I'm going to go back up to this one. And I'm going to create this hex right here. So, anyways, that's the plan for next time. What is it? 20 minutes past where I was planning to go to, but there we go. Adios.